Once again, it happened. I did not have my earbuds in. But here I have them now. Here I have them now. Welcome to the writing vlog. If you've been paying attention to my writing vlog, you know that I just went through and planned roughly planned. Okay, we're gonna say roughly planned because it's not. It's on a level of organization. Um, if there was a 1 to 10, like 1 to 10, one being completely dysfunctional on the organizational front, and 10 being you used post-it notes, different colored highlighters, like spreadsheets, maps, all kinds of stuff. Like you utilize everything you could possibly utilize to do this thing. Being a 10. I am probably somewhere 5, 5 to 6, maybe. Um, over the course of like the last 3 years involving like this YouTube channel and like what it was and what it's becoming and where it's going, I have had so many sets of notes, data, Excel spreadsheets, all these things, right? Yeah, I painted my nails over the weekend. All these things to build something into something into something. Um, and I like and at the risk of like not getting too far into it because it's kind of it's still a little bit of a sore subject with me lately. Um, and I say sore as in that it makes me sad. Um, I've decided to take a different turn with everything that I'm doing. Um, and taking a different route in certain ways. And now I appear to be very unorganized. Um, comparatively, at least, like not on a 1, but comparatively, at least to like a 5. And it's interesting, it's exciting. Um, if you noticed, if you've been following along for quite some time, the channel, I am not doing as many reviews anymore. Um, I'm not doing my comic review because basically, let me tell you something. I read my comics. I read all my comics. But putting a time constraint and a time limit on, like, I have to have my comics read by a certain time to do this freaking video. And it was taking the fun out of reading. It was taking the fun out of reading my comics. So every once in a while, you might see a review. Or if you have TikTok, follow me on TikTok. That might not age very well soon, but because, our oppressive government wants to eliminate TikTok. Um, it's all very oppressive. Everybody's so like weird about that. All right. Anyways, so there's more reviews on TikTok because I'm doing them like really quick reviews, and it's one of those things where it's like it has to be something that's done on the fly. I'm not doing this sit down review 20 million comic books, do a video that's over an hour long, and y'all don't want to watch it. I mean, this my most recent um vlog video is close to an hour, and I imagine people don't really want to watch that, but it's mostly because I went off on a tangent about J.K. Rowling and how she earns money, and how she sucks. Um, felt good at the time. But yeah, this is Monday, March 18th, 8:13 a.m. I've done some level of organization in the book, and there's still a lot to write. So that, and also this week I might get a few notes down involving another idea that I have that's just going to be kind of waiting. I'm not going to start actively writing on it, despite the fact that I have written some on it. It's basically we're revisiting a project from the past, kind of past, and restructuring it eventually to something else while still keeping the same story plot and idea. Um, that and that I'm actually going to sit down and I'm going to probably actively outline, like pre-game this whole thing, okay? But that would be something that I would not start writing until, first of all, the outline is done, and secondly, this is completed. What I'm working on right now, I almost said the name of the book, but I decided, if you recall, if you watched yesterday's, if not yesterday, if you watched last week's writing vlog, you know that I am not going to tell you the name of the book until I'm done writing. When I'm done writing, then I will tell you the name of the book. Um, the working title, it could change between then and publishing. Um, and what I end up doing involving publishing, um, I'm really toying with the idea depending on how I feel after the first edit of the book, querying to agents. I'm undecided whether I'm going to do that or attempt to publish. Because that second idea is pretty good. And the second idea, the idea that I would be working on outline for, is, I feel, is a really good one. And it could be a marketing myself tactic to say that, after this one, I've got this waiting in the wings, that I'm working on. But right now, the focus has to be the here and now. This book right here, that might be a little too long, and I'm worried about that. But we're not going to start cutting anything until I am done with everything. So there you go. But it is 8:17. I need to do some writing, and then we'll move forward. Move forward everything. Let's do this. On today's writing vlog, you're gonna hang out with me while I prepare my writing vlog video. It's Tuesday, 3/19, 8:20 a.m. We wrote, let me give you a word count on yesterday, because it was pretty stupendous, let me tell you, if I do say so myself. Um, Word count, 2,362 words. I can probably give you a total word count sometime this week. I know it's over 50. I know it's over 50,000, but yeah. So I wrote that many words yesterday, finished an entire section of the planning that I did last week. And yeah, so what I'm doing right now, I am, one, making sure something downloaded properly. It did. Okay. I pieced together, I used Canva, right? Canva.com. I have a paid subscription to Canva. And my paid subscription to Canva, I use that to like piece together and edit videos, make designs, all kinds of stuff. So we need a thumbnail. Like all the stuff like you go to my channel now and you got like the new, you know, profile picture, the new banner, you know, the new trailer, all that like on my new my updated stuff on my YouTube. Like that's all I did all that on Canva. Um and I'm trying to figure out like a little something to do differently that has a little bit more pizzazz with the I don't know if I necessarily will end up with more pizzazz, but something that is a little bit funkier. Funkier. We'll go with funkier than what I've been using for an author blog. Vlog. I'm gonna collage this bitch. Let's collage this bitch. Let's see here. Like, I want to change the the way that the colors look in this. Um, effects. What I want to do. We'll go with that. That looks cool. Just gonna piece some shit together, y'all. Just piece it together. Um, what I want to do is like try to match as much as possible what I've got going here, because that would be nice. No, that's not happening. Okay, so we need to just try to find this happy place. We're gonna find it over here, I'm sure. Trying to match color with like a picture that I have here. Like as much as I can, like as close as I can. Using like a little color thingy. Like where it's just like you're kind of like going on a spectrum. And we're gonna go with that because it's mostly gonna get covered. So we're gonna edit that photo and give it a little effect here. Looking at the different filters. Having a little fun with this. Okay, so instead of me just talking about like weird crap while I'm trying to do this, what do I want to say? So 2,000 words yesterday. That was pretty cool. Um, I still struggle a little bit though. Like, despite the fact that I did 2,000 words, I still struggle a bit with um, writing teenagers. This is something that is a problem, and I feel it's going to slow me down at times. Um, this is right. Do you feel like it's hard sometimes to write teenagers um, when you're not one? Um, because I feel it is. I feel sometimes it's hard to write teenagers when you aren't one. Like, I think that's what separates the separates people here. The the writers from the non-writers. Can you do it? Can you do it? Well, I mean, like, you could be a writer that excels at writing something that isn't um, teens. But the thing is, it's like to write what I'm doing right now. It's like it's a challenge because it's part of this person's life involves being a teenager and showing what they did in that circumstance. It's like, because just take my word for it. It's logical to the storyline that I have to write teenagers to tell the story that I want to tell. Um, that's just how it is. And I'm not just doing it because I want to write a YA novel. I'm not actually writing a YA novel. Like, I'm not doing that. It's not built that way. Um, that's kind of cute. I like that. Yeah, but I like that. Oh god, you guys are just kind of watching me do this. This is crazy. Um, sorry, you just want to. Let's stop for a minute. Okay, so what's going on in the story? What's going on with the book? Um, I'm happy with my writing. What's going on with my writing? I'm happy to report I sold a couple copies of the poetry books. Um, they are available. Information is available for them. If you want to buy them, the ebook version is $2.99 for all three of them. So can't miss. And there's that. But it's been rough. So that is part of some of the problems I've been having is that it hasn't really been selling. It hasn't sold at all, in fact. Um, Before now. Um, have you ever just been like, you're wondering, like, Why the hell am I here? The hell am I doing? What, yeah, like I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what I was and who I was. And then I thought I found it, and I'm still working on it. And it's really difficult. It's really difficult trying to figure this out. I can put my picture in there. That's nice. But we're going to edit it with everything else. Give it that. We need something for that space right there. No, I'm not going to do that. Trying to find something, anything that could work for that spot. Nothing. Nothing. I feel like finding nothing. I can just put the dates there. That works. Go ahead and do that. The dates. What are the dates? So it's the 11th through the 17th. 3, 11, 24 through 3, 17, 24. I'm gonna make that a lot smaller than it is, because when it comes up, like it's like really big. Make it a little bit smaller, fit in that area. I want to change the color. There we go. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. I have no way to show you guys. All right, so like if you've seen the vlog from last week, you've seen the thumbnail. So I like this. I'm just gonna I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep this because it's cute. I think it's cute. You guys can let me know if you think it's cute. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead. See, what you do is after you're done creating what you want on Canva, you download a copy to your computer. That's how you do that, right? So this is going to be, oh, we're going to make this a little bit of a tutorial on how I upload my videos. So you're not going to see anything because I didn't prepare for that. So you go into your YouTube and I have to go into your channel, and right away you're going to stop the trailer that is going to start sounding off in your ears because it automatically plays when you go to the channel. This is so much cuter than the previous writing vlog. And I'm calling it author vlog because, well, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing because I like this. Sometimes you make those mistakes and then you're just like, hey, let's do that. So, yeah. Okay, so you go to create, you upload your video, you have to select the file. So this is something that I downloaded because I made it from videos I've done on here. So it's uploaded. I'm going to call it the weekly author blog for 3/11/24 to 3/17/24. There we go. There's that. Sometimes I'm going to go ahead right away and put. The next step is to tell the description. So, but I'm putting the thumbnail up so I can kind of see how it looks. And actually, it looks pretty good. And I just got a notification. I have to clean up some storage space on my computer, or else I'm not going to be able to keep doing this video every day. I think I'm good for right now, but I have to fix that probably by moving some files around. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go into a previous description. It has been a bit of time since I've posted a vlog. So what I'm doing is I'm copying a previous one and putting that in and then changing up some stuff. So it's basically, it's like, welcome to my writing vlog for the week. It's information about my giveaway that I guess I'm technically still doing. Stuff about a GoFundMe for a friend of mine. Like, share, and subscribe, all that shit. Yeah. So basically, it's just the same thing with some hashtags attached to it as well. And making sure that my hashtags are active. And Moving along. Okay, so that is now posting. Just I have like allergy issues today. All in my throat. So that's going to be doing that, right? So that is done. So that's going to be doing its thing in the background. And now we've got this up. So, all right, we've got a few minutes, and I'll have to do some writing later on today. We've got a few minutes to kind of do a little bit of a word count, so to speak, an approximate word count on the entire thing. So, okay, let's do these ads here. Plus, we're adding. Approximate word count now is currently at 56,124 words. And I am gonna let you guys go, and I'm gonna do a little writing before I have to clock into work. Just a few minutes of writing, I think. Either that or I'm gonna go make coffee. I think I'm gonna write. I'm gonna write and then make coffee. I think. Either way, I'm gonna write something. So, see you guys tomorrow. So, writing vlog today is I went and I didn't write today. I went after work and I picked up my comics. I went and ate dinner with my boyfriend. Then we sat and we watched another staple from my youth being reinvigorated. And that's the new X-Men animated series on Disney Plus. First two episodes are out. This morning, I watched the first episode, and this evening, I watched the second one, and I am absolutely I loved it. There is a part of me that feels like a kid when I hear that theme song. And I heard that theme song today. And it was new. And it was pretty freaking awesome. And I'm very impressed with it so far. And very happy. Very happy. For a moment, I'm getting to be happy. So, yeah, I didn't write today. Maybe I'll write for a few minutes after I'm done. I'll let you guys know. That's okay. Well, the last 2 days before today, I wrote 4,239 words. That ain't bad. And it's really funny because I stopped mid sentence. I realized that, like, last night, it got to the point where I was like, okay, you have to put this up, Carrie, and go to freaking bed. Because I was trying to read, I was trying to write an entire chapter of the book. And the entire chapter, um, it just kept going on. It was never done. It was never done. It was never done. It's not a long chapter. I'm sitting there and I'm writing it. And I'm doing okay writing it. But it's like I was sitting there every once in a while and I needed something to kind of like propel me forward. So like it wasn't like it's a really long chapter because it's not yet. Like I wrote one chapter on the 18th. This is all rough draft shit, okay? So like there's gonna be stuff cut and everything and rewritten and all this stuff. But rough draft, I wrote 2,362 words just on Monday. Okay, just on Monday. Um, and that was an entire chapter. And I have so much left to go. I know shit is going to be cut from this. But like I'm in that area of time where I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so this is the plan because I did the plan, right? So we had the plan, okay? I fixed and I arranged the plan. And now that I've arranged the plan, I realized after arranging the plan exactly how far I had to go to tell everything that's in that plan, to do everything that's in that plan. Uh, the problem is, do I write based on the plan and just write, and have some of it where I know something's going to cut? I don't know what yet, but I know something's going to get cut. So, do I do it? Do I keep going and write everything? Or do I reevaluate the plan now? Because if I go ahead and I write everything now and I cut later, then basically I wrote stuff that I'm not using. Um, or do I spend time to reevaluate what's going on now before I finish writing everything? I don't know. I have no clue. If you happen to see this and you're an author, please tell me, what would you do? Because I am an impatient person. And I realize I have to be patient with this book, but I have to be patient with writing, patient with this book, patient with the process. But do I need to be so patient with the process that I waste time? Potentially. Maybe I write and here's the thing though, like maybe I write all the parts and all the parts put together are not too excessive. And I can sit there and I can just tweak everything and work with it and cut a little here, cut a little there, rewrite some parts, add a little in certain parts, and I'm still not monstrously outside of the goal that, I want to kind of keep the length to approximately. But I don't want to cut anything and just have it be somewhere and not use it. So, if you happen to see this, and you happen to be a writer, an author, whatever, How do you deal with this question? If you have it, if you even have it at all, how do you deal with this question? I would like your input, but um, for now, I'm going to keep writing. I'm going to keep on going with that and see where it goes from there. Decide what I'm doing eventually. I think I'm probably just going to write all of it and then cut later, but if you have any insight, I would appreciate it. Honestly, I would. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I wanted that book, and I bought it. I rule. So, writing vlog today is I went and I didn't write today. I went after work and I picked up my comics. I went and ate dinner with my boyfriend. Then we sat and we watched another staple from my youth being reinvigorated, and that's the new X-Men animated series on Disney Plus. First 2 episodes are out. This morning I watched the first episode, and this evening I watched the second one, and I am absolutely I loved it. there is a part of me that feels like a kid when I hear that theme song. And I heard that theme song today. And it was new. And it was pretty freaking awesome. And I'm very impressed with it so far. And very happy. Very happy. For a moment, I'm getting to be happy. So, yeah, I didn't write today. Maybe I'll write for a few minutes after I'm done. I'll let you guys know. That's okay. Well, the last 2 days before today, I wrote 4,239 words. That ain't bad. And it's really funny because I stopped mid-sentence. I realized that, like, last night, it got to the point where I was like, okay, you have to put this up, Carrie, and go to freaking bed. Because I was trying to read it. I was trying to write an entire chapter of the book. And the entire chapter, um, it just kept going on. It was never done. It was never done. It was never done. It's not a long chapter. I'm sitting there and I'm writing it. And I'm doing okay writing it. But it's like I was sitting there every once in a while and I needed something to kind of like propel me forward. So, like, it wasn't like it's a really long chapter because it's not yet. Like, I wrote one chapter on the 18th. This is all rough draft shit, okay? So like there's gonna be stuff cut and everything and rewritten and all this stuff. But rough draft, I wrote 2,362 words just on Monday. Okay, just on Monday. Um and that was an entire chapter. And I have so much left to go. I know shit is going to be cut from this. But like I'm in that area of time where I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so this is the plan because I did the plan, right? So we had the plan. Okay. I fixed and I arranged the plan. And now that I've arranged the plan, I realized after arranging the plan exactly how far I had to go to tell everything that's in that plan, to do everything that's in that plan. Uh, the problem is, do I write based on the plan and just write, and have some of it where I know something's going to cut? I don't know what yet, but I know something's going to get cut. So, do I do it? Do I keep going and write everything? Or do I reevaluate the plan now? Because if I go ahead and I write everything now and I cut later, then basically I wrote stuff that I'm not using. Um, or do I spend time to reevaluate what's going on now before I finish writing everything? I don't know. I have no clue. If you happen to see this and you're an author, please tell me, what would you do? Because I am an impatient person. And I realize I have to be patient with this book, but I have to be patient with writing, patient with this book, patient with the process. But do I need to be so patient with the process that I waste time? Potentially. Maybe I write and here's the thing though, like maybe I write all the parts and all the parts put together are not too excessive. And I can sit there and I can just tweak everything and work with it and cut a little here, cut a little there, rewrite some parts, add a little in certain parts, and I'm still not monstrously outside of the goal that, I want to kind of keep the length to approximately. But I don't want to cut anything and just have it be somewhere and not use it. So, if you happen to see this, and you happen to be a writer, an author, whatever, how do you deal with this question? If you have it, if you even have it at all, how do you deal with this question? I would like your input, but um, for now, I'm going to keep writing. I'm going to keep on going with that and see where it goes from there. Decide what I'm doing eventually. I think I'm probably just going to write all of it and then cut later, but if you have any insight, I would appreciate it. Honestly, I would. I'll see you guys tomorrow. This morning, I woke up and I had a headache, and I did not get up and write this morning. But I will say, um, today is March 25th, 2024. I did not end my vlog yesterday. I wanted to just go ahead and instead of filming yesterday, let me tell you what I did, which would have been March 24th. So I began my day with leftover pizza and coffee. Yes, I did that. Yes. I understand now that I'm saying it now. It does not sound very appetizing, but I do it all the time. Leftover pizza, coffee. It happens. I mean, when I say I do it all the time, I do it if I have leftover pizza. Yeah. Um, I sat and I finished reading the last part of a book, and I'll be doing a review about it. This I am undecided if this vlog is going to be coming out or if I'm going to do another week. I think I am going to try to piece this together and do the vlog and just film the next week's vlog Tuesday through Sunday. But Butcher and Blackbird, Bryn Weaver, I actually spent the rest of, like, not the rest of the day. I spent a good portion of that day when I wasn't hanging out talking to people that I live with, reading that book and finishing that book. I didn't read it all in one day. I've been reading it. This is my book for March that I'm doing for my Carrie Reads review for this month. Um, and that will be done. I'm probably going to film that tomorrow and then piece it together and then put it out. If I put this vlog out, it will be Wednesday probably before I even think of doing the review for Butcher and Blackbird. Um, but it'll be out this week so that I do have something like a novel book review out by the end of the week. Um, had some fun conversation on Sunday with fellow creatives that I live with. Um, other than Joe. Joe is my boyfriend, but we rent a room from other people. They were talking about their ideas for writing, plot wise, and some stuff that they've come up with recently. Sometimes they talk about their ideas. I talk about my ideas, and it's fun. It's fun, and so um, we did that, and I let them in on a little information about an idea that I have that I want to write on after this that I'm writing on right now. Um, we're getting to that point where I am really trying to like reel myself in to not do any real work on that until after this rough draft is done. And now when I say real work, this is a project that's going to involve the need for an outline. Um, a little bit more like like those memes where you see Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he has like the map with the red yarn, and he's just like that, like um yeah, so it's gonna be kind of like that. In fact, there's a possibility that I could, at some spot in this room, there might be um a cork board or something where things just kind of like, here we are. This is where everything, and then using red yarn connect everything, and um, there's a possibility that could happen eventually with this next project that I have in my head right now. And I really am excited about that one. I'm still excited about this one that I'm writing. Very excited about it. But I'm also, it's fun to have exciting things that you want to write about. You know, it's fun. And like artists out there, it's fun to have exciting things you want to create art in and do all those things. And like it's fun. It's exciting. It's hard work, but it's like you know Cypress Hill's the song Rock Superstar, where there's like a voiceover and it says, well, it's a fun job, but it's still a job. Yeah. So writing is fun, but it is still work. It's fun work. I like fun work. Um, to give you guys a little bit of a preview, like to talk, we're talking about Butcher and Blackbird and how I'm going to do a review of that. Um, Next month is April, because right now we're in March right now. So if you have no idea how to read calendar, you should know. I should tell you that April is next month. Oh golly. If you have no idea how to read a calendar, April is next month. If you do, I'm sorry that I just took the time to remind you that this month is March, which means next month is April. Sorry about that. April is just like November is National Novel Writing Month. April is National Poetry Month. Reading, writing, the celebration of poetry. Now, if you're kind of just joining us now, you might not know that I have 3 published volumes of poetry, self published on Amazon. If you're interested in checking out any of those, please visit the link tree that is linked in the channel's bio or description or whatever. I recommend going ahead and pulling, and if you have any desire to purchase it all, do the Kindle. Okay. It's a poetry book, y'all. All right. Any one of them is a poetry book. Do the Kindle. The Kindle is pretty straightforward. And is only $2.99. If you have a smartphone, you can do Kindle, okay? And that's just not just for my books, but like anything ebook wise in general. If you have a Kindle or if you have a smartphone, you can do the Kindle app, and it's yeah, it do it. Do it and buy my book. One of them or all 3 of them. 1, 2, all 3 of them. Who cares? Just do it. And especially since it's April is going to be Poetry Month. Um, what you could do now is you could buy it now, okay? And then you can read it during Poetry Month. See, I'm figuring all this out for you guys. It's really easy. I'm giving you guys all the information. Or if you don't want to read poetry, if you're not into poetry, well then stick around. There'll be a novel eventually. um wow. So I am in rare form, I think, this evening. Um so anyways, I woke up this morning. Um oh, I haven't finished talking about Sunday yet. So I went and I finished reading that book. The review is coming. And then I finished the book, right? So right after I finished the book, I went and I picked up cat food because that had to be done. And right after I picked up cat food, I came home. And because I finished the book, I hate the idea of not having the next thing to jump into. Um, I feel like I want to keep a momentum going with my writing, or not my writing, but my reading. I want to do a momentum thing with my writing as well, which is what I'm hoping this vlog keeps me going with that. I like to keep a momentum going with my reading. Um, I mean, and the way I do that is I've got comic books always, but I also like to make sure that I have a book to read. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what the hell do I want to read? What the hell do I want to read? And I've gotten some suggestions. And I realized I really like stuff that is dark comedy, dark genre fiction comedy. I realized I really like that sort of thing. Okay, because like Butcher and Blackbird, that is a dark romance, dark comedy. There's some funny parts in it. I really love the Jason Pargin, Zoe Ash series. There's 3 books out so far. I love those. Um, that doesn't mean that I can't read other stuff, but I'm just like, I really love that kind of stuff, right? Um, because I read Bright Young Women and Adelaide, and they're both definitely not dark romance, um, dark comedy fiction. Um, they're not. They're just not. Okay. Um, but I feel like I like that sort of thing. Like at first I was like dark romance, and I'm like, okay, all right. So this is something. This is something's possibility. Um, but then I was like reading some of these descriptions, and I'm like, it wasn't exactly clicking like right away. Like it wasn't like I was like, no, I need to read that thing right there. No, it wasn't clicking like that. And I realized the thing that is missing from any of these books that I can tell was the humor, the humor element. So I am now looking for a dark comedy, possibly within the realm of genre fiction. So science fiction, fantasy, horror, um, romance, dark romance comedy. Okay. So if you have any suggestions that fit like, if you've read them and you're like, this is dark comedy, okay, please let me know. Okay. Um, I think I found like a few and I put together a little list um, of possibilities within that realm and a little bit outside that realm. Golly, I'm yawning. I'm sure you guys love seeing that. However, I sat and I'm like obsessing over what the hell am I going to read next. So I'm going to do this review of Butcher and Blackbird. I might, I'm going to catch up on some comic books because I'm teensy bit behind. Since I stopped taking the time and took the pressure off of myself to read by a certain time to do reviews of everything that I've read. That has taken a lot of the pressure and stress out of reading my comics. Still very much want to read them. I'm still very much in love with comics. However, I'm teensy bit behind. Teensy bit behind. So I'm going to catch up on those because I am also going to be picking up comics later on in the week and try to, take more time to do that. Get those all up to date. Now, very special today. I made this decision. I was like, National Poetry Month is coming up. I'm pretty sure it's April, and I confirmed it is April. And I decided for National Poetry Month, instead of doing a new novel review, I am going to read poetry, and I'm going to talk to you guys about it here on the channel. So my Carrie Reads reviews, there might be more than one. More than what I normally do in a month for that. But it will be because, frankly, I'll be reading multiple poetry books. And to that end, I am proud to let you guys know that after living in the Indianapolis area, in Indianapolis proper, for a year, I finally have a library card. What took me so long? I don't know. But I have a library card now, and I've already taken out a couple books. Yeah. So, check these out. So, first one I did is a poetry book. It is a book of poetry and poetry prose. To drink coffee with a ghost, of course. Drink coffee with a ghost. Yeah, I'm a spooky girl, and I like coffee. So that's not what it's about. I already know. It's about it's by Amanda Lovelace, and I'll let you know what's about, obviously, after I read it. Amanda Lovelace is really great about doing theme books. Okay. I have read their stuff before. They do theme books, and they do series. So like when you have novelists like Sarah J. Maas or Bryn Weaver, whom I'm going to be reviewing soon, they have series where Butcher and Blackbird is actually the first book of something called the Ruinous Love trilogy. And one of the things that Amanda Lovelace does is she does series of poetry that all kind of fit together. I have read a lot of her work. Is it her or they? I'm going to stick with they. If I'm not sure, I'm going to stick with they. I've read a lot of their work previously. So, first poetry book is going to be To Drink Coffee with a Ghost. And then I picked up something that is nonfiction, like essay type stuff. And it is called The Geek Feminist Revolution by Cameron Hurley. Now, we're going to check this out. I don't know anything about it, really. But it's gotten some good reviews here on the back. So, we've got Sam Meggs, John Scalzi, Kate Elliott, Chuck Wendig, Seth Dickinson, and Shannon McGuire. I am not familiar with that person. I was just naming all the names. It's the only one I'm not familiar with. But The Geek Feminist Revolution, Cameron Hurley. Essays by Hugo Award winner. Sam Meggs, the author of Fangirl's Guide to the Galaxy, which is another one I want to read. Exactly what we need at the moment in progressive pop culture is her blurb right on the cover. So yeah, we're also going to be reading that because I saw it and on a whim I grabbed it at the library. So got that. We've got a couple other books that I have planned to read that are poetry that are going to be happening next month. And just the plan is to always have a book that I am reading that is poetry. So when I finish one, we're going to move on to another one. And I finish that one, we're going to move on to another one. And I'm planning to do videos on each of them. So that's something. Anyways, let's cut the crap. And I'm going to tell you how last week worked out for me. And then any totals that I write today will be on next week's video. Okay, so this is how the week worked out for me. So, I wrote quite a bit, and it's really funny because I mentioned to people that we live with, I was like, okay, guys, so here's the deal. I write at least the equivalent promised to myself of 700 words per week. Now, frequently, I go over that. I have other specific goals that are more temporary, but this is where we're at right now. I write at least the equivalent of 700 words per week. This is for sure, unless I'm doing something else that specifically has to do with not doing that. Like the week I took off to go ahead and plan out what I was doing. And even then, if you went ahead, if I hadn't started erasing some of the notes because I wrote on them, if you added all that up, that might very well equal 700 words in the notes that I typed in for some of these things, for some of these sections that I'm still working on, that I'm filling in my writing. So even then, I did it, okay? But the joke was that my boyfriend, he was like, yeah, you say 700 and then you end up with 7,000. And it's like, it's not always 7,000 words, but I have done that. But it's not always 7,000. That's a little much, you know. I ended the week with 7,084 words. No joke. None whatsoever. So the way this breaks down is Monday and Tuesday, and then Friday and Saturday were big days. Did really well with those. And then I had one day that was only 150. Now but we'll say for the week, it was 7,084 that I wrote in the novel. I don't have an overall number for you, and I think because there are notes written within the manuscript right now that are not going to have anything to do with the novel, I think I'm going to, until everything is done, we're going to wait and give the ending total when I'm done writing on all these, when I'm done writing the rough draft, okay, basically. I think maybe, okay, guys, if you're sitting here and you're watching, if you're a regular viewer, don't have a lot of them, but some of them I do have, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video telling you guys that be on the lookout, when I finish this rough draft. I will do a special thing, whether anyone's available or not. I'll go live. I'll plan it ahead of time so that I'll try to, figure out um, a good way to do that. And I'll plan it ahead of time. And I'll go live and we'll talk about the next steps with the book. We'll talk about how many words. That'll be another thing we'll talk about. How long is the damn thing at this juncture before I start snipping and editing? We'll do all those kinds of things. And we'll do that after I'm done with the rough draft. So I will continue to give you like daily and or weekly totals um, from here on out. But I'm done talking your ears off because this is some long vlogging that I've done this week, and I'm going to try to reel it in for the next set. Okay? I promise. If you're still here, thank you for being here. And celebrate National Poetry Month, even if you don't buy my book. Okay? Even if you're just like, Carrie, I really don't want to buy your book. That's fine. But read some poetry. Read some poetry. Poetry does not get enough love, and it's great, and it's fun, and it doesn't get enough love. Just it right there. That's why we have to have National Poetry Month, because poetry does not get enough love. That's why we have to have a specific month for poetry, because that reason. But I'll see you guys next week. I haven't done my sign off in a while. So, until next time, keep your eyes and ears open. If you see something, say something. And remember, the complacent never make a difference. So get out there and make a difference. Until next time, I'll be seeing ya. Bye.